So let's talk about AI in aviation. And I don't mean in the vague, the future is coming kind of way. I mean right now, in 2026. This technology is already woven into how airlines operate every single day. Most people, when they fly, they're thinking about their seat, their connection, whether the food is decent. They have no idea that underneath all of that, there's this entire layer of machine intelligence running, predicting, deciding, optimizing, constantly. And that's kind of what I want to unpack today. We're going to go through 6 areas where AI is genuinely changing things, not in a hype way, in a this is actually happening way. Before we dive into each area, here's what the numbers look like at a glance. The aerospace AI market sits at around $1.7 billion in 2025 and is projected to reach $5.8 billion by 2029, a 3.5-time increase. A single long-haul flight, just one, generates up to 500 gigabytes of sensor data. Airlines using AI maintenance report 35% fewer unplanned groundings. Air traffic AI has cut delays by 25%. AI chatbots now resolve 70% of customer queries without a human agent. These aren't forecasts, they're what's already happening. Let me walk you through how. So here's the thing about aviation that most people don't realize. It is an absolutely data-rich industry. One long-haul flight, just one, generates up to half a terabyte of sensor data. That's from engines, landing gear, avionics, the wings. Everything is being measured constantly. For years, almost all of that data was just thrown away because there was no practical way to analyze it fast enough to be useful. And that's really where AI steps in. It can consume that flood of information in real time, find patterns a human analyst would never spot, and act on them. That's the shift. And the numbers back it up. The aerospace AI market is on track to more than triple by 2029 because it works. Okay, so this is probably my favorite one because it's such a concrete example of AI doing something genuinely remarkable. Imagine a maintenance engineer gets a notification at 3 in the morning and it says engine sensor on this specific flight is showing stress patterns that, based on historical data, typically precede a failure within 72 hours. The flight is not grounded. The passengers never know anything happened. At the next layover, the part gets replaced. Done. That's not a hypothetical. That's what Lufthansa Technik is doing right now with their Aviator platform. Airlines get a live dashboard. They can see the health of every aircraft in their fleet, hour by hour. And the impact is significant. We're talking up to 35% fewer unplanned groundings. That's huge, because every time a plane gets unexpectedly taken out of service, it's not just a maintenance cost. It's delays, rebookings, crew disruptions, the whole cascade. AI is cutting through all of that.
Now let's zoom out, way out. At any given moment, there are over 100,000 flights in the air around the world, and coordinating all of that falls on air traffic controllers, people who are doing an incredibly demanding job, making split-second decisions for hours at a time. AI isn't replacing them. That's not the story here. The story is that AI is making them dramatically more effective. Eurocontrol, they manage airspace across Europe, has been trialing AI tools that can look 20 minutes ahead and spot potential conflicts between aircraft before any human would catch them. And then it presents the controller with a ready-made solution. The controller makes the call, but the cognitive load is reduced enormously. 30% less workload in trials, 15% more flights through the same airspace. And then there's the fuel side of this. AI routing systems that are constantly modeling wind, turbulence, traffic, and shaving 2 to 5% off fuel burn per flight. Across millions of flights a year, that adds up to billions of dollars and a genuinely meaningful reduction in emissions. This one, I think, is really underappreciated. When you think about how pilots have traditionally been trained, it's pretty much, here's the syllabus, here are the scenarios, everyone goes through the same program, which makes sense from a standardization perspective, but it's not actually how people learn best. What AI adaptive training does is it watches you. Every session in the simulator, your control inputs, your reaction times, how you handle stress, where you hesitate, it's all being analyzed. And over time, the system builds a profile of exactly where you're strong and where you're not. So if you tend to overcorrect in crosswind landings, you're going to see a lot more crosswind landings. If you're slow on TCAS responses, the system is going to keep putting you in situations that sharpen that reflex. Every hour in the sim is working on the thing you actually need to work on. Companies like CAE are also using AI for debriefs. Instead of an instructor sitting down to review 4 hours of footage, the AI flags the 5 moments that actually matter and delivers a personalized report in minutes. The result is pilots reaching full qualification up to 40% faster. That's not a small number given the pilot shortage the industry is dealing with. All right, so agentic AI is a term that gets thrown around a lot at the moment. But in airline operations, it's becoming very real, very fast. The idea is simple, but the implications are big. Traditional software does what you tell it to. Agentic AI monitors the situation and acts on its own across multiple steps, across multiple systems, without waiting to be asked. So picture this: a storm develops over O'Hare. In the old world, a dispatcher gets an alert, starts making calls, works through the problem over the next hour or two. In the new world, by the time that dispatcher looks up from their coffee, the AI has already resequenced dozens of departures, rebooked hundreds of connecting passengers, repositioned spare aircraft, and updated crew pairings. It's not that humans are out of the loop, it's that the loop moves faster than any human could manage alone. United and Delta are already seeing irregular operations recovery times cut by more than half. If you've ever been stranded by a storm delay, you have a sense of what that improvement means in practice. So, we've talked a lot about the operational side, the stuff happening behind the scenes. But AI is also reshaping the experience of being a passenger in ways that are starting to feel genuinely different. It starts before you even get to the airport. Airlines are building profiles, not in a creepy way, but based on your booking history, your preferences, how you've responded to disruptions in the past. So when something goes wrong, the rebooking you get offered is actually relevant to you. The upgrade prompt comes at a moment you're actually open to it. At the airport, computer vision is monitoring queues in real time and staffing security lanes dynamically, before the backup forms, not after. Boarding is sequenced by AI to minimize that aisle chaos we all know and dread. And on the aircraft itself, entertainment recommendations, cabin environment adjustments, and this is the one that genuinely surprised me. Some systems are already detecting early signs of motion sickness from biometric signals and offering medication proactively before you've even felt it coming. That's a remarkable thing when you think about it. So when you pull all of this together, what you see is not AI solving one specific problem in aviation. What you see is AI becoming the connective tissue of the entire industry. It's in the hangar at midnight, catching the fault before it grounds a plane. It's in the control center, rerouting 100 flights around a storm before anyone's asked it to. It's in the sim, shaping a pilot into exactly the aviator they need to be. And it's in your pocket, quietly making sure that when things go wrong, you're taken care of before you even know there was a problem. The aircraft of 2030 won't just be more efficient or more connected. It'll genuinely be smarter. And honestly, we're most of the way there already. If this video sounds interesting to you, please like, share, and subscribe. I will see you in the next one.